Hello, and welcome to another Rouge unit of the Reek. And today we're taking a look at the 36/40M Nimród self-propelled anti-aircraft gun. The 40M Nimród would enter into Hungarian service in 1941, with 135 models being produced before the war's end. It was essentially a license-built copy of the Swedish Landsverk L62 Anti-2 self-propelled anti-aircraft gun. The main difference shows that the Hungarian model had a slightly different turret. The funny thing is that when it originally entered service, it was intended to be used as an anti-aircraft gun, but also as an anti-tank gun, as they did fit it with armor penetration rounds, which is pretty unusual for the time to using a 40mm Bofors gun as anti-tank. Albeit, they would stop using it in the tank destroyer role by 1943, as a lot of the Soviet armor by that time was getting a little bit heavy for this thing to take on. However, later on in the war, they would develop a rocket grenade round, which could be used to blow up heavier tanks. In-game, the 36/40M Nimród is a 100-point self-propelled anti-aircraft gun, available exclusively to the 1st Slovak Division. And yes, there is also the Finnish version, the Landsverk, which is available to the Panzer Division, but for the sake of this video, we're just going to cover the Nimród as it was in the game first, and it also has a much funnier name. And it has one weapon, that being a 40mm cannon, with 3 different ammunition types. The first thing is that you have 4 heat shells, which are pretty damn deadly, albeit they do have a short range. You have 240 shots of armor penetration shells, which are pretty damn respectable for 40mm autocannon with 75mm penetration at closer range, albeit you only have a 1.5km range of this gun. And then you have the high explosive shells, which you're going to use to shoot down aircraft and any soft targets that come your way, and you have 400 shots with the HE. Up down to the miscellaneous stat has 30mm to front armor, Reek top armor, 20mm on the side, and 15mm on the back. It goes 38km off-road, 50km on the road, has medium stealth and good optics. In battle, the Nimród acts as a rather nice self-propelled anti-aircraft piece. A 40mm cannon tends to work very well in the anti-aircraft role. I tend to find these medium caliber AA guns really the best bang for your buck in the anti-aircraft department, especially in 1v1s, as it's just good general all-rounders in that regard. And also being self-propelled and also having armor makes it a little bit harder to kill from counter-battery fire. However, the Nimród is not just an anti-aircraft piece, oh no. It has armor penetration shells, and a lot of them, and you might as well make use of them, because at closer range, at 40mm autocannon, will mess up medium tanks and light armor, and also infantry too, because you still have high explosive shells. It's a very good piece, mainly due to the fact is that you can kill tanks with an anti-aircraft gun. It is secretly a decent tank destroyer, albeit it does not have 2km range, only 1.5km range, so you don't want to throw it in open field. You want to use it in more close range engagements, such as smaller fields and light forests, and you don't want to just be charging with this thing because it still has relatively light armor. But as a second line defense unit for when your first line gets broken through, having a Nimród or two acting as an anti-aircraft piece, but also to blow up any tanks that rush through, is definitely a good weapon to have. And also it has heat shells, which are pretty ridiculous. The Hungarian one is. The Finnish one does not get the heat shells, unfortunately. As well, with 200mm penetration, they can pretty much kill any tank in game. And it has decent damage at 10 damage on penetration, that's good. That's not bad for a 40mm cannon. You only have 4 shots of the heat shells, to be fair, but even just killing, a single IS-3 of them, which is possible, is not bad at all. Essentially, the Nimród is the automatic of Steel Division 2. It's not just an anti-aircraft gun, it's an anti-everything gun. And well, I'm gonna leave it off at that. This has been another Rang Rouge unit of the week. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and as usual, please just take it easy.